I don't know what's in that bug cloud right now. But, I mean, this is
what is happening
crazy.
here?
Knight takes pawn. I guess the king is attacking the knight. He's going to gobble up that pawn, Wesley. Of course he will. Now queen to f8.
Playing quickly. I like it. I like it. Hey, listen, you know, it's not over till it's over.
He's making it absolutely crazy, the possession. You know, he goes king e7, queen f8. He's hit every single chaos button that ever existed. Wesley keeps it under control, simply comes back with the knight, hitting that knight on e4. c4 is hanging, f5 is weak. I like the control that Wesley's showing right now, also up on the clock.
Yeah, there's no tricks, nothing. I have to move this knight. I guess I have to. I don't have nothing. Wow, maybe knight g5 with a rook g8 and knight e5. Like, I have to move this knight, apparently.
Oof. Yeah, it looks really difficult for black. After the next move, it will be level material. And yeah, the black king out in the open. White has the bishop pair. White has a beautiful outpost. It's not over, though. He's not going to be material up yet, Wesley, so he still needs to transform that into something tangible.
Correct.
Oh, I keep forgetting that Wesley only needs to draw.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
I forgot about that, too.
He does
I
recapture
forgot
with the
about that.
queen. And Magnus's knight could jump to the center of the board, hit that queen, and I really like what you're pointing out. The queen, it just swings over to the other side, giving a check to that king on e7 after knight e5.
Yeah, Magnus didn't have much choice. Again, reluctantly making these moves. He knows how ugly his position is, but sometimes you just got to get on with things. And that check forces the black king away.
Yeah, there's all kind of stuff. You got b4, you know, bishop b4, bring the bishop to b2. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, bishop b2, get all the pieces out.
You should be getting that app out now, James. Take. Guessing the move. You're guessing all the
Guess
moves.
the moves, guys. Guess the moves. Oh, man. Takes app. Yikes. Yeah, bishop b2 now, and then bring the rooks somewhere. Oh, yeah, bishop b5 is good, too.
They're coming. The rooks are coming. Black king is in the eye of the storm.
I have nothing.
I'm just seeing all the good stuff for white here.
No
Where
attack.
is Magnus's play? That bishop on b7 has been blunted. No attack on g2 whatsoever. White is threatening to open up the central lines and get to black's king.
Oh, I was going to go rook g8. That's an instant blunder. Knight f6. Yikes. Of course, the knight. So he lost the last game. So like queen e7, takes. What am I down again? 3,
Nothing.
6.
Level
3.
material.
I'm not down anything? Okay. Yeah. Trade the queens then, B-Dog. Come on.
Yeah. Magnus in an endgame, maybe with some chances.
Or,
Come off.
okay. He might feel a little better here as Magnus.
Wow. Wesley was trying to win some material, but Magnus gives up the exchange. And, okay, he's fighting. He's got light square domination. I don't think this is over yet. It looks very nice for white. Rook up for a knight, but I've seen Magnus turn around stranger things than this. At least there's no checkmate. He survived the storm. No miniature. This will not be printed in all the newspapers. Magnus clinging on.
Yeah, and Magnus needs one move. Happy camper lining up on the g file. e3 is under attack right now as well. If you give up your light squared bishop, I don't think that's such a great idea because you give this powerful piece to black that cannot be challenged ever. There's stuff to fight for here.
Yeah. Definitely stuff to fight for. He was actually forced to give up material. We should mention Magnus. He does trade off Wesley. He's going to push forward his pawns.
I saw this, but like I thought black was okay here.
95.
And, like, I don't have. Remember, rooks need what class? Or raise your hand, chat. What do rooks like? Open files, right? So you need to have open files, and I actually don't really have them right now. Okay, I have the C file, but other than that, yeah, A6 is nice because now after rook C1, well, at some point we can play C5. Basically, is our idea. Try to block these rooks here as much as we can. This is good. I mean, he's okay. He's fighting back.
And Magnus made a face as well. He was like, oh, it's not that bad.
Is it?
He was like, really? B5?
Yeah.
Maybe the worst is actually
was a good
behind,
move.
right? It felt like Magnus's king was about to get checkmated 10 moves ago.
We definitely thought that.
And here he is, down in exchange, but he's got that extra pawn. He's got a solid bishop on b7, a beautiful knight on e4. It's the best position Magnus has had all game.
All game.
Since move 6 or 7.
All game.
Yeah, it's momentum, right, as well. Wesley might start getting frustrated the longer it goes on this game. Bit of a shake of the head there for Wesley, so...
You're right. That's crazy.
Yeah, Wesley doesn't know the bar says it's still completely winning. He's just seeing Magnus get all the counterplay. You know, no piece to challenge that bishop on b7. You can't immediately trade the knights off the board. Magnus is in the fight here.
Yeah, can't immediately force a draw either, which is going to be annoying for Wesley. Normally, when you're winning, you know that at some point there's an off-ramp. You can just trade off all the pieces, draw, okay, win the match. go home and
I was just
come
going
back
to say
tomorrow.
A5 is a move. Oh, it's equal to that. No, okay, recalibration. But A5 was nice. You could take on B5. Move for G3 instead.
This is getting messy now.
Chaos.
There is no rook C1. Takes. Oh, can I take on A6 first?
You
Bishop takes.
could throw in a check as well. I don't know if that's useful or not, but F6 is always there, and then get the rook. Well, don't get it to C1 because of the fork on E2.
Ooh, that's a very timid move from Wesley. So moving his rook to a square that avoids any checks. But what is the white rook doing here? I mean, you're also just offering up this pawn in the near future. If Magnus wants it, very strange decision. Magnus, though, might want to deal with this tension first. Which pawn are you going to capture? Very unclear. Down to 1 minute and a bit for each player. But yeah, definitely the best position Magnus has had all game.
I really don't want to trade rooks here, so he's contemplating that and calculating, of course, as time is getting lower. 2-second increment. He takes.
You
I
just
assume
take it
rook
back
takes.
with the rook, and then you want to capture on A6 and trade off a pair of rooks. If Wesley trades one pair of rooks, that eases the tension for him. He first throws in a check, saving that F-pawn.
Okay, where's the black
King
king going?
F7 or E6, he moves forward. And now take that pawn on A5.
Yep. No reason not to.
Takes it. Take back. Rook takes B5. I mean, some counterplay.
Wesley wants the rooks off, but this is a valuable pawn. You don't want to allow the black pawns to start marching.
That thing's scary. C and B, I don't know. Who's winning there?
This is a game for all three results right now.
Yeah.
You just can't ride on Magnus. You know, you take on B5, Black's rook will at some point enter that A2 square as well once the bishop moves to safety.
Yeah, the bishop moves. I'm not sure exactly where, E4 maybe, and then the rook comes, and okay, Magnus maybe has to speed up slightly, down under the 1 minute mark now.
Well,
Hesitation.
One thing I like that Magnus did for this game here, and this is just something to learn from as a player too, if you're watching from home, all right, is actually just keep fighting and create chances. And that's what he did here. I mean, this was just busted out of the opening, but you have to find the moves.
And look
you
at that.
have to play accurately.
The bar goes down. Rook A1, but Wesley needs only a draw. He's just trying to neutralize all pressure and all ideas.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. All he needs is a draw. That's annoying. Yeah, all you need is a draw.
Yeah, and Magnus not playing the best move, which was to trade rooks, but that would have led the game closer to the draw. So let's ignore the cross. He's taking risks now because he needs to. Magnus must win situation. He needs his rook to combine with his bishop and knight later. The blue arrow appears saying that white should drive this black knight away, but that's not an obvious move. The white king shifting. There's no real entry points for these white rooks, though. Really frustrating for Wesley.
By the way,
Is a
30
very
seconds.
tough move
You
to
gotta
make.
move.
He does make a move. He's coming for the G pawn now.
I thought that was a good move. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, oh, rook G5.
H pawn goes up, defending it, and the C pawn's about to come up. C5 in the air. Magnus is creating threats right now. And the pressure is on Wesley. I mean, if Magnus survives this, I've seen everything.
Wow, under 20 seconds, Wesley. So who thought we'd be here a few minutes ago? But the black knight jumping back. The black rook can start getting active. Watch out, this white bishop doesn't have too many squares.
He does it, David. Rook B8. You've got to move that bishop to C3, the only square where it stays connected to the F6 pawn.
Now the black pawns are coming.
Because of the time scramble here, Wesley is probably slightly worse in these type of positions here just because of the time pressure. We did see him do this against Jan earlier.
Magnus has been here so many times before. His nerve usually holds. Wesley lower on the clock, struggling to find a plan. Brings his rook up the board.
Here we go. Look at the bar change. Unbelievable. That's crazy.
You know, there are all these ideas you've got to watch out. Rook B1, Rook H1 if the G2 pawn gets out of the way at some point. And Magnus, is he going to try and step that? He does. He's trying to set that up.
Oh, my goodness.
You take on H3, Rook B1 comes in.
And that's a scary move.
Ooh, he
Rook
finds
check.
the
He gives
only
up.
move, Wesley. He's going to try.
That was a sick move. I'm not even going to lie.
He's going to try and get rid of one of Black's
F7.
minor pieces.
Oh
but
my God.
a mistake. I think you have to eliminate this white rook now. And then you can...
He does it. And this is winning for Magnus. Rook H8. Rook H8 is...
Well, yeah,
no,
bishop
Rook H.
takes.
There's bishop on C3.
Yeah,
Why
bishop
is
takes.
this lost?
Rook B1.
There's
the rook is
G3.
coming down the board.
G3, too. As well. G3 and rook B1.
Whoa.
Wesley gives up his rook. He's about to make a new queen. It's going to cost Black his rook, but
Oh, my goodness.
Magnus wins.
Magnus could have
Checkmate.
won. You can never count the man out.
And the crowd goes wild. Magnus Carlsen makes a comeback from a
Okay.
dead lost position.
Hot take: because he won that game, that's it. Like I think that's it for the field. If you win, if you win that game, you can't beat Magnus there. Like that might be over. You know.